Hi, fourth graders. This is Miss Matnich again. The focus of the reading lessons for the next 2 weeks will be on finding the main idea and supporting details of a text or photos. What is the main idea? The main idea is what the text is mostly about. The details, or what we also call supporting details, are the evidence that supports the main idea. So all the different things that it tells about the main idea are called the supporting details. Words that are important to know when you are talking about the main idea are words such as mostly about, mainly, main idea, main, reason, supporting, detail, topic, sentence, heading, title, according to, infer, conclude, tells, text, introduction, and conclusion. For the lesson today, we're going to use a photograph and try to figure out what is the main idea of the photograph, and then what are supporting details that led you to think that was the main idea. Let's take a look at this picture. So I can tell here that there's some children, and it looks like to me they are playing on a beach because I see the sand and I see the water behind them. So the first thing I want to think about would be, what would the main idea of this picture be? So if I'm looking at it, I'm thinking, well, it's not going to just be sand, because this picture is about more than sand. There's children playing, and I'm also seeing some buckets, a rake, and maybe a little scooper shovel. And the children are wearing swimsuits. So looking at this picture as a whole, I think that this picture, the main idea, would be a day at the beach. Now, in order to make sure I have the correct main idea, I need to come up with 3 supporting details. So I'm going to use my graphic organizer here at the bottom, and I'll put the connector lines in, because the 3 supporting details need to be directly about the main idea, a day at the beach. So the first one, supporting detail, that I noticed was that they are building a sandcastle. Another detail I looked at was I also saw that there's water in the background. And another supporting detail is that the girl is carrying some buckets for water. Okay, so if I go back to my main idea, a day at the beach, okay, building a sandcastle is at the beach, there's water at the beach, and there's buckets for water at the beach. So all of my supporting details directly go back to my main idea of a day at the beach. Now let's look at another picture. What is the main idea of this picture, and what details help support your main idea? So when I look at this picture, what I notice right away is that there's some football players in a football, and there's some stands with fans in them, and there's a football field. So I would say that this main idea is going to be a football game. Okay, now in order for this to be correct as a main idea, I need to have some details that help support that main idea. All right, so if I'm gonna go, and I'm gonna make the connector lines here for my diagram. This is another way that you can organize information to show supporting details surrounding the main idea. So one of the details I noticed, and I'm just going to add it into supporting details, is that there is a football. Pretty obvious. Okay. Another detail I noticed, supporting detail, would be there are football players. Another supporting detail I see is the football field. All right, let me fix that. Football field. And one more. Let's see, what else do I see here that would support the idea that this is a football game? And I'm going to go with fans in the bleachers. Okay. All right, so each of these ideas need to support the main idea of a football game. So football players definitely describe or go with a football game. Football field is part of a football game. Fans in the bleachers, part of a football game. And of course, a football is part of a football game. So all of my supporting details that surround football game are details that show what a football game is like. Now you're going to go to the template and complete an activity about finding the main idea.